My father skipped my graduation to attend my brother's promotion, and his boss told everyone why he really got fired. I watched my name scroll across the ceremony screen while 400 families cheered for their kids. My seat in the graduate section had a perfect view of the empty chairs in row 12. Mom texted me that morning with the news. Dad says Connor's promotion dinner is tonight and we can't miss it. You understand, right? We'll celebrate yours next weekend. I graduated summa cum laude from nursing school after working full-time for 4 years. Connor got promoted to assistant manager at a car dealership, but in my family, that math never balanced. Dad spent my whole childhood comparing us. Connor played football, I played chess. Connor got a Mustang at 16, I got a bus pass. When I got accepted to nursing school, Dad asked why I didn't apply to medical school like Connor's friend. When I told him Connor's friend dropped out after 1 semester, he changed the subject. The graduation ended, and I walked to my car alone, still wearing my cap and gown, diploma in hand. Nobody was there to take pictures. 3 days later, the whole family gathered at my parents' house to celebrate Connor's big achievement. I showed up uninvited because Mom guilt-tripped me into coming. The second I walked in, I knew it was a mistake. Dad had rented a banner that said Future CEO and hung it over the fireplace. There were 30 people crammed into the living room, all there for my brother's promotion to assistant manager. My aunt walked over and whispered loud enough for everyone to hear. "Oh honey, did you finish that little nursing certificate?" I said it was a bachelor's degree in nursing. She patted my arm like I was a child. "That's nice. Maybe someday you'll be a real doctor like your cousin wanted to be." Dad overheard and laughed. "Don't get her hopes up, Barbara. Some people are meant to empty bedpans." The room chuckled while I stood there holding the graduation gift I'd bought for myself since nobody else remembered. Connor walked over with this smug grin, wearing a suit that probably cost more than my monthly rent. Little bro finally showed up. Dad was just telling everyone how I'm basically running the dealership now. Regional manager by next year. Then he leaned in close. "Must be hard watching me succeed while you're still wiping old people's butts for minimum wage." "I make $34 an hour saving lives," I said quietly. He snorted. "Sure you do." Dad's business partner Frank came over and shook Connor's hand. "Your father tells me you're the reason sales are up 40% this quarter. Chip off the old block." Dad beamed with pride. "That's my boy. Built from the same mold." I tried mentioning my graduation one more time. Dad waved me off. "We heard you, okay? You got your little degree. Now let Connor have his moment." His wife Karen nodded. "Some accomplishments are just bigger than others, sweetie. Don't take it personally." That's when the doorbell rang. Dad opened it and his face went completely white. Standing on the porch was Richard Holloway, the actual owner of the dealership where Dad claimed to be the top sales director. Dad blocked the doorway. "Richard, this isn't a good time. We're having a family celebration." Richard pushed past him into the living room. "I know. That's why I'm here. See, I got an interesting call from your son Connor yesterday. He demanded I give him a raise because his father was supposedly bringing in most of our revenue." Everyone went quiet. Richard pulled out his phone. "So I did some digging. Turns out your father hasn't worked at my dealership in 8 months. He was fired for falsifying sales reports and pocketing customer deposits." I watched Dad's face cycle through panic, rage, and something I'd never seen before. Fear. Richard continued. "He's been pretending to go to work every day while draining your mother's retirement account to maintain appearances. The police are involved. I came here because Connor's calls were getting threatening, and I wanted witnesses when I told you all the truth." The room erupted. Mom started sobbing and asking where her money went. Aunt Barbara backed away from Dad like he was contagious. Frank demanded to know if the investment opportunity Dad pitched him was even real. It wasn't. Connor stood frozen, watching his hero crumble in real time. Dad pointed at me with shaking hands. "You did this. You told him to come here." I shook my head. "I've been too busy working 12-hour shifts at the hospital to investigate your lies. You destroyed yourself. I just didn't know it yet." Richard handed Mom a folder. Bank records, forged documents, everything. "I'm sorry you had to find out this way." He looked at Connor. "And for the record, you're fired too. Your sales numbers were fabricated by your father to make you look good. You haven't closed a legitimate deal in 6 months." Connor's face crumbled as his entire identity collapsed. The banner reading Future CEO hung mockingly above the fireplace while Dad's carefully constructed empire burned around him. Everyone who'd laughed at me 20 minutes ago was now staring at the real failure in the family. I grabbed my keys and walked toward the door. Mom called after me, but I just kept moving. The irony wasn't lost on me. They skipped my graduation to celebrate a promotion that was built on lies, handed to someone who never earned anything in his life. I work in the ICU now. Saved 3 lives last month alone. Dad's awaiting trial.